Hey YouTube, welcome to video 14 in my 10-day challenge I'm putting to myself of completing Fizzbuzz in as many languages as possible. Now you may be watching this wondering like, how am I getting through these languages so quickly? Because it's only been like a day and a half and I've done like 14 and I've been driving part of the time. I had some other stuff, uh, regular life stuff that I had to do. Um, Well, here's the thing. A lot of these languages are formatted similarly, and I go through before I make the videos, and I have errors. So, I think it'd be kind of helpful to look at some of the process of uh, what I was going through the file, not just write it out. I mean, I'm going to include the GitHub repository on how to do it, but let me show you some of our process. So, one of the things I looked up Rust. I was like, well, what is Rust related to? And it's kind of related to, let me just get over here. It's kind of related to C++. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can figure that out. But there were a couple things that were throwing all these kinds of errors, and I'll go show you some of the errors in a moment. But, so we have this function, this main function we declare. It's like some of the other C type languages. We have this MUT, so it's a mutable integer, so you can change it. That's what I'm getting from that abbreviation. I'm not 100% sure, but I knew I had to put this, but I'm guessing that's a mutable variable and it changes. So in this case, I was looking through the loops on the documentation online. Let me see if I have some of those. So, you have install Rust. I went through that. Okay, this is how to print a hello world. I got, okay, they have a main function and then they have some stuff inside of it. Okay, so this is how I would start a Rust file. Okay, then I looked at some examples and I went through and I got some errors because first I just typed out print line. So let me quit out of here and we'll scroll up. And if we look, I was running all these errors all over the place when I was compiling this stuff. So, first I'm like, hey, that's not a function. And then I go, oh, okay, I have to put the exclamation. And then it was starting to give me, oh, this is, this is not a function, but here's a little help. Like you should have this in there. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I put a %d when I put an integer, kind of like we do in some of the other C languages. But no, that wasn't working. And then I was trying some other stuff and I'm like, And finally, I looked in the documentation and I realized, oh, okay, well, what you have to do is you have to put this curly braces in quotes, and then that'll bring in the integer into the statement to print out your integers. But besides that, I mean, it's similar to a lot of other languages. The conditional statements, you're not putting in parentheses in this one. You still have the same and operator, same equals operator, same modulo operators. Print lines a little bit differently, but besides that, you still have, in quotes and then Fizzbuzz. And then when you're bringing in an integer into a string literal, or you could do a literal, like a string literal, and JavaScript has the backticks in it, but this was a little bit different. So you brought it in that way. But, if you know what that is, then you can figure this stuff out pretty easily. And I think if you're watching this and you only know one programming language, or you're only learning one programming language, after you learn that first programming language, you'll be able to pick the other ones up a lot easier because there are a lot of similarities and crossover between the languages. They all have their particular kinks and differences, but a lot are the same. So anyways, I'll include the link to the source code on this in the description. But it's just when I'm going through these languages, I'm making a ton of mistakes as I go through before I prepare the videos. And well, not a ton, but I'm making some mistakes. And then I'm looking at the documentation and correcting them. And I think that's just how you do it. You have to go to Stack Overflow. You have to go into the documentation and figure out what you need to do to get the program to work. Anyways, I'm going to keep going. We got 14 down. I might take a break now. I'm not traveling tomorrow. I'm having my car being worked on, so but they have internet, so maybe I can get some languages at the dealership and then keep going this weekend, see how many of these I can get before I get so tired of Fizzbuzz that I can't take it anymore. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe as it really helps the channel grow and motivates me to keep making videos like this. Have a great day.